And their definition of happiness is bringing you down to the level of misery they experience and endure every day.
So, lads, Caitlin Clark led the WNBA in All-Star voting. All these fans losing their damn minds. They're not happy. Rigged public vote, who cares?
Caitlin Clark was crowned WNBA All-Star Captain yesterday, and the announcement sent shockwaves through the league. Her record-breaking 1.3 million votes solidified her as a fan favorite. But it also sparked chaos, especially from Angel Reese, whose reaction has everyone talking. Is this the start of an explosive rivalry? Or has Clark's dominance completely shaken the WNBA's biggest stars?
She was always going to lead the W in All-Star voting, but
Caitlin Clark won WNBA All-Star Captain with a jaw-dropping 1.3 million All-Star votes. She didn't lead the pack. She obliterated it. Think about this. Her votes alone surpassed the combined total of the top 30 WNBA All-Stars from 2023. That's not just impressive, it's historic. This wasn't a popularity contest. It was a resounding statement from fans, critics, and the basketball world alike.
She is an incredible basketball player. She does things on the court that we have not seen in the women's game.
Clark's impact goes beyond the numbers. It's not just about being an all-star. It's about becoming the star. Her captaincy is a milestone, the kind of achievement that separates the greats from the legends. Caitlin Clark is no longer just a rising talent. She's cemented her place as a once-in-a-generation phenomenon. What makes this even more remarkable is how she's done it. Despite battling injuries and constant scrutiny, she's performed at a level few can match. Critics point to her turnovers, but let's be real. Those come with the territory of greatness. She's a playmaker, carrying her team and the league on her shoulders. This isn't just a win for Caitlin Clark, it's a win for the WNBA. She's redefining what it means to be a superstar in a league that's ready for its next era. Her All-Star captaincy is more than a title. It's a turning point. With this kind of momentum, Clark isn't just making history, she's rewriting it.
Let me just blow this. Look at that. I noticed it right off the bat. Look, number one, look at all the purple seats down here in this lower bowl section.
But not everyone's celebrating. Angel Reese, a name almost synonymous with Clark's in WNBA discussions, reportedly didn't take the news lightly. While the specifics remain speculation, fans noticed subtle hints, cryptic social media posts, and a shift in tone from Reese's usual confidence. It feels personal, doesn't it? Reese isn't just frustrated at losing out on a captaincy. This is about being overshadowed.
Angel Reese experienced vitriol thereafter. It was tough for her to deal with, as she articulated, and that's unfortunate.
Reese's season hasn't exactly been smooth sailing. Her team is sitting on just 4 wins, and her performances, though occasionally brilliant, have lacked consistency. Watching Clark not only thrive but dominate must sting. And then there's the narrative, the way the spotlight has been firmly fixed on Clark while Reese seems to fade into the background. For someone as competitive and talented as Reese, this moment is bound to feel like a bitter pill to swallow.
Caitlin Clark received 1.3 million All-Star votes this year, the top 30 vote getters in 2023.
Game averaged 1.3 million viewers. It peaked at 1.6 million, and this was up 13% over last year's regular season ESPN average for WNBA games.
What makes Clark's win even more fascinating is the sheer force of her popularity. She's not just a fan favorite, she's a movement. Players like Fee Collier benefited directly from Clark's influence, pulling in an impressive 1.1 million votes. Nike, ever the master of promotion, amplified her visibility to the point where even her critics couldn't look away. And let's talk about those critics, the so-called hatelands. They might claim to despise her, but their obsessive attention only feeds her growing legend. This isn't just a basketball story, it's a cultural moment. The rivalry between Clark and Reese has always been simmering, but this all-star vote has turned up the heat. Is this the spark that ignites a deeper rivalry? Or just another chapter in a growing narrative of competition and dominance?
Combination of the two things make her the golden goose for the WNBA. Go after her, compete with her, get the better of her at every turn.
Caitlin Clark has proven she can thrive under pressure, but what about Angel Reese? Does she use this moment as motivation to bounce back stronger? Or does the weight of Clark's success continue to cast a shadow over her season? The WNBA has never seen anything like this before, and one thing's for sure. All eyes will be on what happens next.
Secondly, as much as we love Angel Reese because she is special, she's not Caitlin Clark as a player. Caitlin Clark is on a different level.
Angel Reese's reaction to Caitlin Clark's All-Star Captaincy is the kind of drama that keeps basketball fans buzzing. While Reese hasn't come out and said anything outright, fans have been reading between the lines of her cryptic social media posts. Subtle shade? Maybe. A touch of frustration? Definitely. It's almost as if Reese is saying, "How did this happen?" without actually saying it. And honestly, can you blame her?
Up the whole, there's more than one needle mover as far as attendance goes as an individual.
Caitlin Clark has taken over the narrative in the WNBA. Reese, meanwhile, has been struggling to find her footing this season. Her team, only 4 wins to their name. Her individual performances? Let's just say they've been inconsistent. One game, she's a highlight reel. The next, she's a ghost on the court. For someone as talented as Reese, this season has to feel like a missed opportunity, especially when you see Clark thriving despite her own challenges.
When millions and millions of people are tuning in to watch her play, they're watching her play because of the basketball.
Fans, of course, have been quick to speculate. Many think Reese feels overshadowed by Clark's dominance, and the numbers back it up. Clark isn't just winning games. She's winning the hearts of basketball fans everywhere. Meanwhile, Reese's star power seems to be dimming, at least for now. And that's the thing. This isn't just about basketball stats. It's about the broader story of competition, rivalry, and the fight for the spotlight.
It's all the double voting and everything, but there was double voting back then. There's double voting in the NBA. They just try to encourage people to vote no matter what.
Now let's dive into the All-Star voting controversy because, oh boy, there's a lot to unpack. First, the claims of a rigged public vote. Some fans, mostly those in Reese's corner, argue that Clark's massive vote count was unfairly inflated. They point fingers at everything from biased media coverage to overzealous fans. But let's be real. If the vote was rigged, who exactly rigged it? Clark's supporters didn't just show up. They showed out, and the results speak for themselves. And then there's the irony of it all. The same people criticizing Clark's selection are often the ones amplifying her popularity, hate-watching, tweeting, and posting think pieces about why Clark shouldn't be an All-Star captain, only keep her name in the spotlight. It's like throwing water on a fire and wondering why the flames keep growing.
I just think that she's elevating the profile of women's sports in a way that most women should deeply, deeply, deeply appreciate.
But let's not forget the comparisons being drawn between the WNBA's voting system and the NBA's. Both leagues rely heavily on fan engagement, and both have faced their share of controversies. However, the WNBA system seems to spark more debate. Why? Because the stakes feel higher. Every vote carries more weight in a league that's still fighting for mainstream recognition. And when someone like Caitlin Clark comes along and shatters records, it's bound to ruffle a few feathers.
If this is not settled, I'm not going to be reporting on this stuff every single day or every single week.
Here's the thing. Fan engagement is a double-edged sword. On one hand, it's amazing to see so many people invested in the game. On the other hand, it opens the door to criticism and accusations, especially when a player as polarizing as Clark is involved. But love her or hate her, you can't deny the impact she's having on the league.
Clearly, players don't like playing with her because look at how she acts on the court when she's not getting a shot. She's so selfish.
For Angel Reese, this moment feels like a crossroads. Does she channel her frustration into a second-half resurgence? Or does she let the shadow of Clark's success weigh her down? One thing's for sure. The rivalry between these two isn't going away anytime soon. And honestly, isn't that what makes sports so exciting? The drama, the competition, the larger-than-life personalities, it's all part of the game. So while fans debate and dissect every post, every vote, and every stat, one thing remains clear. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese are at the center of one of the most compelling stories in basketball. And whether you're Team Clark, Team Reese, or just here for the drama, it's a story you can't help but follow.
That is even remotely close to Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark doesn't just play basketball, she owns the court. And despite all the noise from her critics, her stats this season tell a story they just can't ignore. Let's talk numbers. Clark is leading the league in points, assists, and rebounds. Yes, rebounds. For a guard. That's not just impressive. That's downright ridiculous. And before anyone brings up turnovers, let's set the record straight. Sure, she averages 5.6 per game, but guess who leads the NBA in turnovers every year? All-stars, superstars. It's what happens when the ball is in your hands 90% of the time.
She was a starter. She was a starter last year in the All-Star game. And this year, she averaged more points. She's averaging more points, more assists, more rebounds.
Clark's efficiency has even improved compared to last season, and that's with a groin injury slowing her down. The cold shooting streak? 3 games. That's it. Every great player has an off week, but Clark's bounce back has been undeniable. More points, more assists, fewer turnovers, she's delivering across the board. Critics might try to poke holes in her game, but when you're putting up numbers like this, the argument falls flat.
This is the priority. Obviously, there's no place for this, and they preach. I think 2 days before they put out no hate, no speech.
Now let's compare this to Angel Reese. Reese has had her moments, but consistency hasn't been her friend this season. Her team's record is struggling, and so is her stat sheet. While Reese is undeniably talented, she hasn't been able to match Clark's ability to elevate her game and her team night after night. If anyone's wondering why Clark got the All-Star captaincy, the numbers answer the question before you even finish asking it.
Post from Angel Reese or what I thought was Angel Reese or whatever I got told was Angel Reese about the white girl didn't want any of the fade or something like that. I thought it had to be a mistake.
But this isn't just about numbers, it's about narrative. The Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese rivalry is like something out of a sports soap opera. It's been brewing since their college days, with iconic moments and subtle shade adding fuel to the fire. Remember the infamous hand wave? That wasn't just a highlight. It was a cultural moment that turned these two into household names.
The WNBA has been physical. It's been physical since its inception. Like, these women are ball players, and they play the game like ball players play the game. And that requires, at times, being physical. For that, sometimes there are moments where you feel like the physicality is unwarranted.
So here's the truth. Caitlin Clark is leading the charge, and Angel Reese is fighting to keep up. Their paths might be different, but together they're shaping the future of the WNBA. And whether you see them as rivals, frenemies, or just two of the most exciting players in the game, one thing's for sure. This story is far from over. Caitlin Clark's All-Star captaincy isn't just a win for her, it's a defining moment for the WNBA. With 1.3 million votes, she didn't just lead, she set a new standard. This isn't just about popularity, it's about growth, visibility, and the undeniable fact that Clark has become a face of the league. Fans love her, critics obsess over her, the media can't stop talking about her. And let's be honest, this All-Star game just got a whole lot more exciting with Clark calling the shots.
There's people in there making noises, they're yelling, they're booing. In her defense, she's never seen fans before. Stephen A. Smith.
As captain, Clark's leadership could shape how this All-Star game plays out. She's a playmaker, both on and off the court, and you can bet her picks will reflect that. Imagine an all-star squad with her vision at the helm. Dynamic plays, electrifying passes, and yes, probably a few deep threes just to remind everyone why she's the captain.
And realistically, they're not even fans of those players. They just hate Caitlin Clark.
But her selection didn't just spark excitement, it ignited a media frenzy. From debates about her turnovers to whispers about Angel Reese's alleged reaction, the headlines have been relentless. Some celebrate Clark's rise as a win for the league. Others question whether her spotlight dims everyone else's shine. And Reese? Let's just say the rivalry rumors aren't going anywhere.
It's actually good because it provokes a level of hostility, which elevates the competitive fervor.
Which brings us to Angel Reese's next chapter. This moment feels pivotal for her. Does she double down on the rivalry or use it as fuel to bounce back stronger? Reese has the talent, no doubt about it. What she needs now is consistency on the court and a way to re-engage her fans. A breakout performance or two could flip the script entirely. The question is, can their rivalry remain healthy for the league? Clark and Reese have kept the WNBA buzzing, but there's a fine line between competition and conflict. If Reese channels this moment as motivation, the league could see an epic battle of stars for years to come. If not, the narrative might start to overshadow the game itself. So here we are. Caitlin Clark, the record-breaking All-Star Captain, stands at the forefront of a league on the rise. Angel Reese, a player with enormous potential, faces a choice: rise to the occasion or let the rivalry define her. Either way, the WNBA is evolving, and we're here for every second of it. What do you think? Has Caitlin Clark officially taken over the WNBA? Or is this rivalry just heating up? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more basketball drama.